Coming up on this week's news, tolls start this week on the Belle Chasse Bridge in Louisiana, or do they? Pre-construction work is underway already on Georgia's new SR 400 express lanes, and the Ohio River crossing improvements in Henderson, Kentucky are on track to finish later this year. Hello everyone, welcome to this week's update of all that's coming down the pike. Construction is being cited as the reason for further delays in the start of tolling on Louisiana's new Belle Chasse Bridge. Tolls were supposed to start on two separate occasions already, last Thursday being the most recent date, until the most recent change. Now it is Wednesday, April 16th. Meanwhile, that start date is still subject to change based on weather and construction, and we are waiting word of whether Louisiana's governor will grant a further delay, as requested by Plaquemines Parish President Keith Hinckley. Mr. Hinckley is seeking a delay until all construction on the approaches to the bridge is completed, which will be sometime later in the summer or early fall. Meanwhile, do not expect congestion tolling in Manhattan to go away anytime soon. Federal court filings show the congestion pricing program will remain in place at least through the summer under a preliminary litigation schedule sent to a federal judge overseeing New York State's lawsuit against the Trump administration. That suit stems, of course, from the current administration's unilateral rescinding of the congestion pricing program, despite approval of the Biden administration only a few months earlier. According to reporting in The Hill, federal authorities have indicated they will not move for an injunction to block the congestion tolling program while the case moves forward. Congestion pricing finally kicked off earlier this year in Manhattan below 60th after a series of delays that had dragged through most of 2024. New tolled express lanes are coming to Georgia State Road 400 north of Atlanta. We told you in our previous report the primary construction of those express lanes would begin later this year. However, overnight lane closures are happening this week as part of the preliminary work related to that project. The Georgia Department of Transportation announced it will have contractors intermittently closing the southbound inside left lane or outside right lane and their corresponding shoulders southbound between mile markers 27 and 8, as well as the outside right lane and its shoulder for the northbound lanes, also between mile markers 8 and 27. The work and lane closures will be happening during the overnight hours only between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. all week. They will continue through the 18th. The I-69 Ohio River crossing has announced the improvements on the Kentucky side of the river in Henderson are expected to complete later this year, with the new US 60 interchange expected to open this summer. The improvements are part of a years-long project to complete I-69 over the Ohio River, connecting the towns of Henderson in Kentucky and Evansville in Indiana. Work is happening on the Indiana side of the river ahead of construction of the toll bridge, which is expected to open sometime in 2031. In case you missed it, the Harris County Toll Road Authority further expanded its txtag compatibility into Colorado. April is the first full month Houston drivers with an txtag can use their transponder in Denver, Colorado on the E470 and vice versa. Hectra has been expanding compatibility ever since it took over TxDOT's txtag operations and accounts last November. txtag is now compatible across most of the southern and central plains, including Florida, Kansas, Oklahoma, and now Colorado. And staying in Houston, a bit of a local brouhaha has erupted between Harris County leaders and city officials in Houston all over the disposition of a new bill introduced in the Texas Senate that would allocate about 30% of toll revenue collected by Harris County to the city of Houston. While the bill is only pending, Harris County officials say it is a bad proposal that deeply cuts into their budget, while the city of Houston says it needs the funds to pay for police and other rescue personnel who respond to incidents on the toll roads, many of which run through Houston itself. The measure has sparked controversy that was addressed by local media following formal discussions in a State Transportation Committee hearing last week. We will update that story and more in our next report with instant updates on social media. Until then, drive safely and avoid distracted driving. I'm Danny Pryor reporting for Turnpikes.com, the Turnpike Authority.